Why is it that all these resolutions we make at any point in our lives, why do they fail more often than not? And is there a better way of initiating and implanting positive change in our lives on a regular basis? I think there is. Let's talk about that. Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy 2023. I'm recording this in January 2023, so hope everybody's having a good new year so far. But whenever you are watching this, I think this is an important video because we're going to talk about things we can do to improve the odds that we can actually make lasting positive change in our lives. And I'm going to say that making resolutions is not one of those ways to make change. Now, don't get me wrong, resolutions are a good thing because when we make resolutions, it comes from us wanting to improve ourselves, our life, or some part of that, right? It could be, I want to lose weight, I want to get a better job, I want to spend more time with my family, I want to get in shape. All of those things are positive and they're good things, but making resolutions probably isn't the best way to do that. I think I've got a better way, and that way is by, instead of making resolutions, why don't we go ahead and think about setting goals which will help us build habits, and from those habits we can embed and implant that positive change in our lives. Let me explain. So we all make resolutions, right? Most of us have at some point in our lives, and those are good things, like I said. But the problem with resolutions in general is that they tend to be very broad. In other words, they're not real specific. You just say, I want to lose weight, or I want to get in shape, or I want to spend more time with the family. Those are great intentions, but they're too broad to be something that we can, most of the time, that we can act on. So that's the first thing. Resolutions tend to be very broad. They tend to be very unspecific. The second thing is that they tend to be kind of emotional. They kind of tend to come on all at once. New Year's is the typical time when people make resolutions, but it can be at any point in our lives. We can just say, I want to change. I want to do something different. And that's good, but we need to be a little bit more specific. So a lot of times resolutions are too broad. They're not specific enough. They tend to be a little bit of emotional, made in an emotional state, and they tend to be maybe not well researched. So instead of resolutions, if we want to make change, toss out those resolutions. Let's just make goals. Let's set goals. So what's the difference? Well, goals tend to be just the opposite of what resolutions are. Goals tend to be more specific. A goal is something that has some specific benchmarks or timelines or specific things that you want to achieve within a given time frame. So right there, that makes us a lot more accountable to ourselves and to the process by setting a goal. So, example, resolution is, I want to lose weight. A goal would be, I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 5 months. And I will do that by watching what I eat, increasing my activity to 3 days a week. And as a result of that, I will be able to lose 4 pounds per month for the next 4 months, allowing me to reach my goal. That is specific, it's measurable, it gives us some mileposts or benchmarks along the way that we can use to measure our process. And by going through the steps of setting and working towards that goal, we build a habit. So the goal is, I'm going to work out 3 days a week, I'm going to exercise every other day. By doing that exercise towards that goal of exercising every other day, you're building the habit of exercising. And that's a positive change, a positive habit. And over time, it becomes part of who we are. So a goal, a well thought out and researched and planned and ultimately executed goal The result of that is that we build a new habit, or we enforce a habit that we want to enforce. Now, obviously, habits can be good or bad, so it's important to focus on goals and building habits that are positive, and you can use that to counteract maybe negative habits that you've built in other areas of your life. But nonetheless, having a goal and working towards that goal helps you build that habit, and the result of that habit is much higher odds. It's not guaranteed, but there's much higher odds that you will actually achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Compare that to a resolution, which is very general. There's no way to track your progress. Yeah, you might make it, you might not, but a goal helps you build a habit which can initiate long-term positive change over time. So ignore the resolutions, don't make resolutions, make goals, set goals, and work towards achieving those goals, which will build a habit and lock in and dial in that change for the long term. And something to remember with goals, like anything else in life, it's never a straight line, right? From point A to point B, there's never a steady progression. There's always bumps and ups and downs and adjustments that need to be made. That's just life. That's just the way things are. And we have to be realistic about that, realize it, and have a plan for dealing with it. And it's much better, we're much better able to deal with those inevitable ups and downs when we are working towards a goal, because we know what the benchmarks that we want to achieve. If we get diverted, we get thrown off track because something came up, it's a lot easier to get back on track because we have that end result in mind. So, hope that's helpful. Whether you're watching this video in January 2023 or May of 2026, it doesn't matter the date. The important thing is the process. So whatever change you want to make in your life, try to attach it to a goal rather than just a broad resolution. And don't wait for a specific date. If you want to make the change, build that goal, develop that goal, plan that goal, and start now. Who says there's a specific day on the calendar that you have to make a change? If you want to make a change, do it now. Now is the best time. So this type of video, I guess, is good no matter when you watch it, I hope. So, and hope you found it helpful. I think it's something that I've worked through in my years, the 40 years that I've been an adult, and I've settled in on setting goals and updating my goals over time, refining my goals. So at the end of the year, I'm not necessarily making resolutions as I am checking on my goals. It's a kind of a constant process, always checking on my goals to see where I am. Am I making progress or not? If I am making progress, great. I'm doing what I need to do. If I want to make a change or I'm not making progress, I can adjust that goal. I can adjust the date, the process, all within the context of that big picture. So that's the way to approach it, I think, if we want to implement long-lasting positive change, kind of continual growth of ourselves over time. So hope you found that helpful. Just some thoughts as I'm wandering around here in the woods of North Atlanta. I'm going to do a trail run, which is part of my goal is to do something active, be active on a daily basis. So a trail run today is definitely going to fill that bucket. So if you like the quality of the content and the type of content that you're seeing here, and you want to be part of the community, click that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of the Life Maximus community. And to help spread the word about what we're doing, give that like button an enthusiastic nudge. That is a great way to spread the word about what we're doing here at Life Maximus, bring more people into the community, and let others know about what's going on here. So hope you found that helpful. I'm going to start my trail run here, and hope everything is going well for you. And until the next one, be well. Take care.